sisters. Today we're going to talk about something really fun. We're going to make do-it-yourself fire starters. Fire can be really important to keep yourself warm and to be able to cook. I've watched the big storm down in Texas recently and how miserable the people were. They were so cold. And even if you've got a can of soup that you can eat, if it's not hot, it's not going to be very enjoyable. So, we're going to begin by melting some paraffin wax. This is just paraffin wax you get at the grocery store. And I am doing it just in a disposable tin pan from Walmart. I've got water boiling in my frying pan. So I'm going to move this over here. And the first one we're going to make is really simple. It's just cutting a piece of ordinary string, about 4 inches long. And then we're going to dip it. Here, I'm just going to throw all of these in. You can zoom in up close and see these. They sink as soon as you throw them in. And then I'm going to take a stick and lift them out onto the aluminum foil. You can dip these several times if you want to. They'll burn a little bit longer if you do. The paraffin doesn't burn your fingers. It's warm. And it's probably not great if you've got beautiful fingernails, but I don't have to worry about that. Okay, we're going to let those dry. The next thing we're going to do is just regular makeup pads that you get at the store. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to dip these right in here, and you can see how they instantly fall and just get totally soaked. These are more substantial than the string, so they'll burn longer. Put these over here and let them dry. Now, another thing you can do with the makeup pads, everybody's got hand sanitizer lately. I'm going to take some hand sanitizer and just squirt it on here. Mark it in. Hand sanitizer has a lot of alcohol in it, so it will burn. Put it on both sides. It burns really hot and it has an almost invisible flame when it burns. So if you were going to make these, you'd need to put them in a Ziploc bag if you're making them for future use. I'll just put that right there for now. Okay, the next thing is cotton balls and Vaseline or petroleum jelly. That is a petroleum product, so I'm just going to scoop a bunch of Vaseline onto this cotton ball and work it in really well. This one requires a strike anywhere match, and it's kind of anywhere. I always feel really lucky if it actually lights. And I'm going to take one of these and a roll of toilet paper. I'm going to get 3 squares. Doesn't matter, just about 12 inches long. I'm going to fold it in half. And then I'm going to take this strike anywhere match and I'm going to roll it up in here with the head poking out of the toilet paper. But I'm going to try and roll it really tight. So at the end, I've just got the match with the toilet paper wrapped around it, and now I'm going to submerge it in the paraffin. And I don't want to get the match tip wet. Okay, now I'm just going to set it here and let it dry. Okay, next, we're going to make some sawdust muffins. I've got regular sawdust here. I'm going to fill each of these about 3/4 filled with sawdust. That's good. And then I'm also going to try, you've probably all heard of the dryer lint in the egg cartons. I didn't have very much dryer lint, but I've got a little bit, so we're going to try a little bit of that. Just a pinch in each of these. Then I'm going to try also, I'm experimenting here, putting some sawdust in a couple of these, because it's really hard to pour the paraffin very straight, and it's going to go in these anyway. I also tried just some shredded newspaper. And put a little bit more in there. Okay, and then we're going to take paraffin and just pour it on here. I was actually pouring really straight now. I'm going to pour some of these. Looks like I'm running out of paraffin, so we'll stop right there. Okay, and the last one is taking a pine cone, tying a string just around the top of it, and then dipping it down in the paraffin, twisting it all around so it gets a good coating, and lifting it out and let that dry. Okay, now is the fun part. We're going to do some experimenting and see which one of these actually works the best. So the first one we'll try is the cotton ball that's saturated with petroleum jelly. There we go. So that's really going. Now I've got an empty can here, and I'm doing it in my sink just in case it gets way out of control. I do notice that my smoke alarm is right above here, so we'll hope that doesn't go off. That gives you a good idea. This will burn for about 3 minutes, and I'm going to extinguish that now. Oh. Okay. Next, we're going to try the cotton, or the makeup pad that's got the wax on it. So this one I want to just make a little cut in it so I can expose the cotton, because that's going to light on fire down. Sprained my thumb, so these are hard to, there. There we go. Started. This has got an awful lot of wax on it, so I expect this to burn for a long time. In fact, in my pre-trial run, it burned for 8.5 minutes. So we'll just let that get going. In the meantime, I'm going to start one of the strings. Let's try one of these strings. Actually, I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to light it right there. Now that's not going to burn for a real long time, but if you're trying to just get some tinder going, some leaves, that's going to really help. Okay, next let's try the makeup pad that was soaked with the hand sanitizer. Remember, this has got a lot of alcohol in it, so this will burn. This one burns with an almost invisible flame, so I'm not going to, oh maybe I will. This is probably going to burst into flame. You can't see it very well, but that is burning with a very invisible flame, and it's a very hot flame. It's not going to burn as long as the wax, but it's going to burn hotter. So if you were in an emergency situation say in your car and we're really cold, almost everybody's got a shoelace or a tampon or a makeup pad or something, and we all have hand sanitizer in our cars now. So this would be a good option. If you had a little Bic lighter or a match or something, that would help too. It's a lot better than rubbing two rocks together. We're gonna try, let's do the dryer lint first of all. And the idea is to light the outer edge of the egg carton. So this is the dryer lint, the shredded paper, and the sawdust. I'm gonna do all three of these together. These could be fun gifts for your kids to make for Father's Day or Christmas. Fun project for camping trips. Let's start with just those. Don't want to light the whole house on fire here. And we're not going to film clear until the end of this, but that gives you a good idea of how effective these are. It's pretty exciting. Woo! Okay, and last of all is our sawdust muffin. If it doesn't taste good, we'll eat it. I'm guessing the same thing here. We'll light the paper on fire. And pretty quickly that spreads over to the sawdust inside and the wax. So that doesn't look to me like it is burning as vigorously as the 3 egg cartons did. So I would vote for the 3 egg cartons with any of the fillers, either the sawdust, the lint, or the shredded paper. Senior moment. And we haven't tried this one yet. This has got the Strike Anywhere match. And the idea is that if you're in your car, you're camping or something, and you've run out of fuel for this and you can't find your matches, you've still got this. And since I don't have a rock or a brick anywhere nearby, I am just going to use the box to light it. Oh, well, this relit the egg carton next to it. Definitely doing better than the muffin itself. Okay, here we go. Please light. Yes. Okay, and as this goes down, it should be lighting the, come on. It looks like we're toast, but fortunately we've got so much for the matches. But it looks like once you get down to the toilet paper here, then you're in business, and it's going to go for a long time. There we go. I'm going to try the pine cone. I've never had good luck using a pine cone to start a fire when I'm camping, but when it's soaked in wax, look at that. I believe the idea is you can take the string off and leave a basket of these near your wood-burning stove or your fire pit. And that's doing great. I'm impressed. And that's not going to fit inside my can, so I'm glad we've done this by the kitchen sink. I'm not very impressed with my fire alarm. Okay, that's it for today.